My relationship with coffee, it's complicated. From a little green bean, it's complicated. I love that smell in the morning, it's complicated. It's got my engines going, it's complicated.
Well, it is complicated, and it does get my engine going. My morning coffee. Here's raising my mug to my absent friend Jim, who's still enjoying the last few days of family and fun in the sun. And I wish you well. Hope you bring back some samples of sunlight and palm trees. I don't think that's possible, but maybe just make it home safely. That's enough of an expectation traveling, given global context and uncertainty these days. It's complicated. That was the original song for the Jim and Terry Show. It's all about coffee. The music written by my good friend Ray Bricks from, I'm going to say Melbourne, and I'll probably get it wrong, Australia. He's about the same age as I am. Our parents were both air members, in my father's case, the RCAF, in his case, the RAF. We've connected as musicians through a music website. And speaking of connections, that's why it's a nostalgic, reminiscing type of morning. I just received an email connection from a former student. This one is probably one of the oldest connections, reaching back through nearly 25 years of time to connect. Why? Why after all this time? Who knows? But it is interesting to observe. And when I want to find out what it is that I'm experiencing, what it is that I'm feeling, and understanding that whole thing, why would a student try to connect with a teacher? Well, ask Google. So I did. Google AI. What's the answer? What does it mean when a former student reaches out to connect with a teacher? Google AI's response. When former students reach out to connect with their teachers after years, it signifies a strong, positive connection and often highlights the impact the teacher had on their lives. It can be seen as a way for students to express gratitude, share their successes, or seek advice and mentorship. Teachers often value these interactions as they provide a sense of fulfillment. You know, the full circle, what goes around comes around. And it shows how their life's work has made a difference. Well, a couple of things in there that ring true to me. The gratitude and appreciation. Invariably, the emails I receive are just talking about, it was great, had a lot of fun, lots of laughs, that kind of thing. Appreciation, well, sometimes it's difficult to see in the moment the chaos and cacophony of a classroom of 35 students at the beginning of the day when you're getting ready for opening exercises and everybody has to stand up and wait for the national anthem, and it's chaos in the classroom until the opening notes of the anthem settle everybody down. Yeah, it's difficult to see the gratitude and appreciation in the moment. Sometimes it is okay to see, and sometimes you can, because students are chatty and they do share things, and it's a privilege to be a teacher and to have students confide and share. And sometimes it's all about seeking advice and mentorship. A student will hang around after a class is over just to get some personal time, like to let themselves be heard. The student having a voice and having someone they respect listen to their point of view. And sometimes it's just about catching up. Life goes by in a blink of an eye. And what were the important lessons? Who were the ones responsible for helping you navigate those tumultuous times? In my case, I was a high school teacher. And it wasn't just any old high school. I taught a variety, a full palette. I had a color palette of teaching assignments over the years, and I went from the academia, from what we called the Ontario Academic Credit, OACs, grade 13 back in the day, to special needs of all sorts, mostly in the behavioral end, and ending up with partnering with foster care agencies to deliver Ontario curriculum to very challenged, addicted, and abused kids. And I needed the full experience of a career teaching diverse classes and curriculum in order to be a successful instructor to kids who are the most vulnerable, most challenged. And it took everything, all my experience, to be able to relate and deliver lessons to this very challenging group of students. Anyway, that's my career. What does it mean when kids reach out from those experiences? They have a variety of reasons, most of which is just reminiscing. Sometimes it's just the need to update us and let us know, hey, I've got kids now. I know what it's like to look for a well-paying job. I know what it's like to try to find a balance between career and family. I know what it's like, and you can fill in the blank with whatever. They are identifying with their experience as a student with an adult who was in their lives for a great part of the day. Teachers spend a lot of time, perhaps even more time than parents at certain points in the students' lives. So we do have an impact. And I do agree with Google AI that there is a great sense of fulfillment when students reach through the veil of the past, decades of years in the passing. And it makes something, it does make the cockles of your heart grow fonder, that kind of thing. It's a warm glow that stirs when you are connecting. I'm not sure that it's the same for elementary school, and I'm not sure if it's the same for college, university, or postdoc studies. Adolescence, high school, seems to be a real interesting time in everybody's lives. For teachers, often your mid-career. For students, the teenage years are challenging at the best of times. So it's a real mixed bag. I went to Reddit. I don't know if you use Reddit at all. Sometimes I just use it as a reference point. So I checked out Contacting Teachers many years later, and this is a letter in, and there are a variety of responses, and some are interesting. Hello, everyone. I'd rather not divulge too many personal details, but I am approximately 25 and have been often considered reaching out to my old high school teachers and perhaps middle school teachers to give my thanks. I graduated from college and currently attend law school, and while in high school, I was often encouraged by my teachers to pursue greater things. And I was wondering what you thought about a student reaching out to you to update you on their lives and inform you of the impact that you made on them as a student. I've always had a lot of respect for my high school teachers, at least most of them, and want to know what, if you feel indifferent or insulted by a former student contacting you about such things. So hey, the answers to that posting vary from, of course, teachers would be welcoming the contact, yes. And of course they would be surprised, of course, out of the blue, something unsolicited. Not all students who reach out are ones that you might be, they're not the first ones who maybe leapt to your mind. Sometimes, you get an attempt to connect that you might want to let sleeping dogs lie, and that's a possibility. But as life goes on, you realize that it is frail, fraught with dangers and vulnerabilities, and who am I to not respond with the kindest and most generous words to these kinds of emails? Anyway, contacting students. Would you do it via Facebook these days? Is it a digital contact? In my case, it was my Wix site, and that has a contact page, and that's a third-party email server, so I've got a level of security. It's not a personal email. It's just a contact. And then I can contact students back, again, through the intermediary service, not disclosing personal email information. Keep security. It is a tough, why are students contacting you? Where do they find you? And do you want a sense of privacy still after all these years? And I'm one, because I've dealt with a number of challenging situations, one to guard my privacy and minimize my vulnerabilities. But always I enjoy hearing from students their progress in life, their own challenges, and maybe their disappointments. I love hearing all of that because that is the spice of life. It's complicated. The Jim and Terry Show, signing out. Bye-bye.
From a little green bean, it's complicated. I love that smell in the morning. It's complicated. It's got my my